Buddy.
Hey, Claude.
How's it going?
Fantastic. I got your list of
Awesome.
questions there. To answer the first one, you had a question about bonding. Have you seen my videos where I talk about the 5 types of payment and performance protection?
I did, yes.
Okay, so what's
I,
your
s-
specific question related to bonding?
I mean, you can. I mean, as far as I remember, the money, or you can pay for some kind of amount to have the money, or you can have some kind of letter. Am I wrong?
That's the list. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So you can, when you talk about bond, you can choose which one you're gonna use it, or they will specify. Because my question, my I mean, a couple of things that I'm worried about, John. Imagine I got a 100 grand job or 150 grand job. Usually, most of the time, 30%, 40% is profit, which for the 100 grand job is 70 grand. It's the we're gonna pay the guy. The contractor. The bond usually is 6% of the whole job. Am I right?
It'll be 3% probably.
Oh, 3%. So 3 grand is not a big deal. So we can pay for that. It's okay. So I thought it's gonna be something bigger.
Now,
But
on paying the subcontractors, all federal contracts are paid when paid.
what do you mean?
When you get
I
paid
mean,
by the federal government, then your subcontractor will be paid within 7 days of your receipt of payment. That's federal law.
but okay, but how we when you try to get the bid from these guys, you tell them you're doing this federal contractor, so before they give you the bid, because what I'm
Okay,
trying
hey,
to
wait a
think
second. Claude, stop. Let's role play. What kind of work do you
uh,
do every day?
uh, I do remodeling.
Okay. Hey, Claude, my name's Sean. I'm a national federal contractor. I do everything from wind tunnels, water treatment plants to kitchen renovations. I'm calling you today about this remodeling contract. I looked on Google Maps and it looks like it's only about 20 minutes from your office. Is that something you'd be interested in looking at?
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm asking. We're role playing. I'm asking
Yes,
you.
yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Claude, is I'm going to send you over the plans and specifications. It looks like it's a kitchen and a living room at a base housing contract over at the base that's about 20 minutes from your office. And so I'm going to send you over the plans and specifications to it. And when you get it, you don't even have to look at the plans and specs. Just pick up the phone and call me, and I'll walk you through it step by step. Okay, so now let's fast forward a little bit. I've sent you the plans and specs. Oh, hey, Claude, did you get the plans and specs I emailed you?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
so it looks like they want to renovate the kitchen, they want to renovate the living room, and they want to pull up some carpet and put some tile down. Is that the kind of work that you do every day?
Yes, it is.
Okay, based on what we're looking at, if you had to give me a number off the cuff that if I called you up 90 days from today and said, hey man, we got the job, that we'd be close enough to negotiate something that makes sense for both of us. Like, you don't even have to turn in a bid to me. Just tell me a number based on what we just looked at. Tell me how much you think that you would charge to get that done.
70 grand.
Okay, great. Now, what I'm thinking in my head when he said 70 grand is, woohoo! I turned my bid in for 110,000. I'm going to make 40 grand. So anyway, Claude,
Oh,
that sounds good. Listen, I'm going to go back and I'm going to confirm my bid with the federal government. I'm going to come back to you, and then if they end up talking to me about the job, I'll call you back at some point and we'll negotiate something that makes sense for both of us. Do you have any questions, Claude?
no,
Well, wait a second.
not at this.
You're
Hold
telling
on.
me that
Not.
one of your primary concerns is, hey, motherfucker, I want some money down because I don't know who the fuck you are.
No, hold on. We didn't close any job yet. You tell me you're gonna call me
Okay, so
later.
90 days late.
With
Okay, let's fast forward 90 days.
There you
Hey,
go.
Claude, we got the job. Anyway, when we
Okay.
talked previously, you'd said $70,000, and let's firm
Deal.
this thing up. So where are you at today?
Okay, it was still the 70 grand.
Okay, so I'm going to send you over a purchase order, and when you get that, you can just sign it, and there'll be a request in there for some additional paperwork. It's like a the federal government, they have a couple of extra specialized forms. There's nothing special about them. It's just like anti-kickback clause, certified payroll clause. Just sign that document along with the purchase order and send it back to me, and then we'll start moving forward on the deal.
Okay, my question is, at this point, I mean, in my business where I am right now, and I never work for government, I will request at least 50% of the down payment, so I can buy material, I can start mobilizing my guys, all this kind of stuff.
Sure, Claude. I
So
understand that question completely. And in fact, I've done over 1,000 federal government contracts. But even if I was starting out today, I would tell you that subcontractors are guaranteed to be paid two different ways on federal contracts. Number one, if you Google the Federal Prompt Payment Act, and I can send you a link to it if you want, but you're looking for the part in there that says that the contractor shall be paid monthly or more often as deemed necessary by the contracting officer on a percentage complete basis, meaning that me, the federal contractor, I get paid within as I achieve percent complete. So let's just say you get on the job. We agreed for $100,000. You do the remodel job, and we're 50% done in the first 3 weeks. You would get, I would get 50% of the contract funds, and then I would be responsible as part of that Federal Prompt Payment Act to pay you within 7 days of my receipt of payment. Now, listen, nobody wants to get called into the Department of Justice over breaking federal law for paying subcontractors. And by the way, I'll give you a list of guys that I work with all over the country that will all tell you I pay faster than the 7 days I'm required to pay. Generally speaking, I pay within the first day or two. But that's the first way you're guaranteed to get payment. The second way you're guaranteed to get payment is all federal contracts are bonded. And not only are they bonded, but it's public information. I can give you a copy of the bond. And even if you didn't think that it was legitimate, you could contact the government and ask them for a copy of the bond. But you can also call my bonding company and say, hey, I'm entering into a contract with with Sean Reitmeyer at GC Experts. And so that's how you're covered both ways to guarantee. Because usually when people are asking for money down, they're concerned about greasing the wheels. How hard is it going to be to get paid by this guy? Now,
yeah,
that's usually the first thing. But the second part is maybe you really don't have the money. Okay, so there's a
there you
couple of
go.
different ways that we can handle that. One is, look, most people who are in this business have 30-day pay with their suppliers, and so I'm going to ask you to engage that 30-day pay because it sounds like a small remodel job. We can get 50% of the work done within the first couple of weeks, get a billing in, get paid in 2 weeks, and we should have the money in hand before you'd be called on your credit line. But even if you can't do that, I got no problem if you want to say that 30% of this job is going to be on on credit with the supplies and materials and that kind of stuff. Then I'll set up a credit card a credit account with your suppliers. You just tell me who you want to get the material from. I'll negotiate a deal with them, and then we'll just deduct that from the final amount that we agreed to in the whole contract. You got any problems with anything I just said, Claude?
Okay. I mean, this is my question. I mean, I didn't, because again, if it was me today, I would not do the job because I don't have how to pay for the material, all this kind of stuff.
Well,
You
that's
want to,
no
you know what I
problem. So
mean?
what I'll do is I'll set up an account with the suppliers that you'll be getting the material from, and I'll just handle all the cost of the material, and then
Okay.
I'll just deduct that from the 70,000 we agreed uh, to do the whole job. Does that make it easier for you, Claude?
Yes, it is. Makes sense. You can do that. That worked for me. Okay. And I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you something?
You can ask me anything.
Uh, uh, I saw. I mean, I was no. I think your website, and you have all this the guys that you have awarded all this many contracts.
Mm-hmm.
We have guys that awarded like millions and millions of dollars, and guys that awarded just small stuff. What is the big difference between these two guys? Just, I mean, what am I asking is, I need to have to be a big company to start getting big jobs, or I mean get bigger, or these
So
guys have any kind of
I
trick inside? I mean, they know more people, or they just bid more?
I understand the question. So first of all, when most people contact me and they want to talk about the dollars, and I'll give you just an extreme example. One guy called me up and he said, "Hey man, I want to do $50 million worth of work for the federal government." And I went, "No, you fucking don't." And he went, "What?" I said, "Look, the only reason you're picking such a large number is because in your business, you've got to do $50 million worth of work in order to make a significant amount of money because of low
Uh-huh.
margins.
Yeah.
In my business, in federal government construction, I can make the same amount of real money in your pocket doing $5 million worth of work that you can do doing $50 million of work. Okay? So, why the fuck
Hmm.
would you want to take on all that additional risk of $45 million worth of more work? You wouldn't want to do that. So most people that call me, their understanding of how money works in construction
Uh-huh.
is completely formed in what they've been exposed to.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just say straight out that maybe for the first time in your life this next scenario is going to happen. And let me explain the scenario. Look, if there was a tool, what's the last expensive tool that you bought associated with your business?
Um, Honestly, most of my work has come from out of mouth. I mean, people referral.
Yeah, but did you buy any tools to get the work done?
No, too material too. Oh, the last time.
No, but I'm talking about
Um.
tools, actual tools.
Oh, it's been a while because I have the subcontractor. So
Okay, but can you imagine that you might buy a table saw?
yes,
Okay,
got it.
now when you get ready to go buy a table saw, are you already imagining what you would do with the table saw once you got it?
Yes.
Yes. Now, you're talking about investing into a federal government construction program. And what you're doing is you're trying to assume what you would do with that training after you got it.
Yep.
And what I'm telling you is this might be the first time in your life that you can't assume to know that until you've actually been through the training.
Okay.
And that's
But
really hard for people in the construction industry to do because everything they've ever spent money on, they had a reasonable expectation as to what they would do with it.
okay. Sean, don't take me wrong. I have. I would say that I'm pretty sure that the $5,000 that I'm gonna invest in your workshop, I'm gonna have the return in the first job that I awarded. I don't know if it's gonna be in the first week, in the first month, in the 3 months, or in 5 months, or whatever. But I, I'm not questioning this. I'm just trying to understand,
I,
because this kind of questions came to my mind, and I said,
yes,
okay, I
yeah,
know we
what's
can.
the difference? So let me explain to you what the difference is. I have some
Okay.
guys, I have some guys in video testimonials saying, I only do one federal contract a year. I make enough money on that job, and then I spend the rest of the year vacationing, hunting, fishing, and hanging out with my family. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I literally have somebody saying that on video.
Oh,
Okay. I have some
okay.
people that are running, 10-person organizations that are doing $35 million worth of work a year for the federal government.
Okay.
And I have everybody in between.
Okay.
So, what any
But what
individual does with the training that we give them, that we provide, I can't tell you what you would do. I don't know you specifically. I don't know if you want to work 40 hours a week, 80 hours a week, or 4 hours a week.
I understand that. I mean, what I'm saying is, in your, I mean, and you are the teacher, you are the expert. But what do you see between these two guys? I mean, the guy that makes that do $1 million job a year, and the guy that do like a 30 or $40 million a year. These guys, they just beat more, they just work more, they already big enough so they can get more jobs, or they have another way to get more jobs into a federal government,
If I look, I don't know specifically, but if you picked any of those two guys and you said, "Hey, Sean, call this guy, get him on the phone, and call this guy, get him on the phone," I'd have no problem conference calling you in and we can ask those questions. But I can speculate. Now, my speculation is going to be based on bonding capacity. So you asked about bonding earlier. Typically,
oh,
when
okay.
somebody starts in federal contracting, they get what's called a 250 500 bonding program. What that means is that you have $500,000 worth of bonding, and you can do 5 jobs that are 100,000, 2 jobs that are 250,000, 8 jobs that are 50,000, but you're limited to a single job size of 250. So that's why I said you could do, it's called a 250 500 program. Now, it works like a credit card. So let's say that you had 8 $50,000 jobs and you completed one of the $50,000 jobs. Well, now you've got $50,000 available on your bonding capacity. So you can roll it over. Typically, you can roll it over up to about 4 times a year. That's assuming that you got $500,000 of work done per quarter, right? So so that's the discrepancy most likely that you're seeing is the difference between somebody that has, say, $500,000 in bonding versus somebody that has, $8 million worth of bonding. Which, by the way, we did $1 billion worth of work for the federal government. Our highest bonding capacity was about 8 million. Now, I don't think we had a size limit. I think we could have gotten an $8 million job if we wanted to. Well, in fact, I know we did, because at one point we had the biggest job I ever did was an $8 million job. So, so
When you say you guys did, you and your dad did, or when you say you have all these jobs, you have all these jobs because you train all these people, and all
Oh,
these
no,
people
these are
got this
our
job.
jobs. My dad and I did 1,000 federal government construction contracts before GC Experts was even a thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
a
you guys.
100% guaranteed. I would never lie about that because that can be looked up. All the federal
Okay.
contracts we ever did is public information. You can
Gotcha.
get it through Freedom of Information Act requests with the federal government.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I ask? Listen, and again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna meet you in somewhere at some point. Why? Because if you're telling me you did $1 billion federal government jobs, so we have averaged 30%, so $300 million. What the heck, $300 million it's doing? Talk to me right now.
Are you asking about my motivation?
Yes, I mean, why you're not fishing, hunting? And listen, I'm not telling you that you're lying. Please don't take me wrong. I'm really, I'm asking from the bottom of my heart.
Okay,
Okay.
and you're going to get an
Uh,
answer from the bottom of my heart. You ready?
oh, yes, I am.
Okay. I want you to imagine that you go on your way home tonight, you stop off at the convenience store and you
Okay.
buy a lottery ticket,
Okay.
and next week you get uh, let's say $30 million,
Okay.
all in cash after taxes, everything. You got $30 million. You can tell me what you would do the first night, the first day, the first week. And after the first
No.
day, first week,
Uh,
then you might go buy an RV and you might travel the country. Then you might get on an airplane and go see some cool places in the world. Okay?
okay. Yeah.
But what you can't tell me is what you're going to be doing after 6 months.
Yeah. I got you.
But here's the difference. I can tell you what happens after the first 6 months.
Okay.
We all end up back at home. And for me, I've shown publicly in my videos on YouTube, if you watch enough of them, you'll show I get on Google Maps and I say, here's my office, here's my house. They're only about 2.5 blocks apart.
Yeah,
And
I
every
saw
day
that.
I get up and I walk back and forth to my office. Okay, I work for about 2 hours a day. I just do Zoom calls and help people in my membership program and that kind of stuff. And then
Okay.
I've got a pool, I've got a guest house, I've got a hot tub. I show the whole thing on Google Maps. I've got enough
Yeah.
money that I can sit in the back of my house and drink beer every day for the rest of my life and float in that pool. But at some point, that gets boring. So at
Uh huh.
some point, what happens is it becomes about what is your passion? What is it you're really good
Gotcha.
at? Okay? My
Uh huh.
passion is federal government contracts. In any of my
Okay.
videos, well, let's just ask this question. In this conversation, do you feel like you're talking to the same guy that you've been seeing in all the videos?
Yes, same guy.
Any difference?
Listen,
Any difference at all?
no, I got convinced that to do your workshop
Look, I'm
in
not
the
even
first
worried
videos
about it.
I watched.
Listen, I
I
don't.
know you're
It
not, but
doesn't matter.
what I'm telling, hey, listen, I'm a 42 years old guy. I just came from Brazil like 10 years ago. I'm working my ass over here, and I've seen just a really few people doing what you do, man. And you have no idea how much I appreciate what you're doing right now. I mean, and I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. And when I tell you that one day we're gonna meet and we're gonna probably have beer together, we're gonna talk. I mean it because what are you doing? It's just like I said. You could be at home doing whatever you want to do, and you're here talking to me. I mean, you're helping a guy, and you honestly, I'm pretty sure you don't need my $5,000 in your account because you have enough money to. I mean, don't worry about this. And what I'm telling you is, I fuck, man, I'm really appreciating what you're doing.
I'm happy to help.
So I just have because I'm still working my ass. And if you ask me, hey, you have $5,000 flying around there to spend? No, I don't. But I had made my decision, and I'm gonna do this because I want to learn this. I'm pretty sure you. I mean, the fact that you this is I think the third time you call me, you send me many message, and I said, oh, hold the heck, man, this guy, this is amazing what this guy doing because I don't know if I was in his shoes, I was gonna do that, and I just be honest. And yeah, I just had these questions, and I say I need to clarify all these things so I know I can do that. So
I'm happy to
uh,
help, Claude. And
yeah,
look,
man.
this isn't any pressure or anything. That look, federal government's been here for 200 years. It'll be here for 200 more. They're spending $1 billion a day every single day. I've been teaching this for 15 years now. I'll be teaching it probably another 8. There's never a hurry to anything. Don't feel like you're missing out. I'm just trying to share some information with you and just give you some ideas about a bigger world out there that you might want to be a part of. Doesn't matter to me whether you
Yeah.
decide to do it or not. That's entirely up to you.
No, I got you. No, I don't wanna, I don't want to waste time. I mean, I felt many times that I was always couple couple steps behind. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like if I don't jump in something, I will be. I'm not gonna be on. I'm gonna miss what I supposed to. You trying? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Of course I do.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to take care of my family and keep working
I'll
and
tell
do
you a
my
funny
thing.
story about the fear of missing out. In 2017,
Uh-huh.
I started becoming aware of digital currency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I invested $125,000 and built the world's first, at least as best as I can tell, I converted a shipping container into a Bitcoin mining farm. It was actually Ethereum, but a cryptocurrency mining farm. And I stuck it in a field in the middle of Texas and wired it up to a welding facility because welding facilities use a whole lot of power, and so they had a lot of excess power. And so I fabbed up this shipping container, put something like 250 graphics cards in there, hooked up to these Ethereum miners, and mined Ethereum for, I don't know, maybe 3 years, something like that. And mined something like 305 Ethereum, something like that. And at the time, Bitcoin was, I want to say, around $4,000. And and I made plenty of money on the mining farm, and then ultimately I sold it all during the pandemic and made another. Oh no, I said it was 125,000 what I sold it all for. I had initially invested 80,000. So it sold for more than after I had used it for 3 years. It actually boggled my mind. But if I had taken all that money and invested in Bitcoin at $4,000, that would.
Don't tell me.
But you can actually go on YouTube and search for a shipping container mining rigs, and you'll find my video. It's the first one ever in the whole world that at least I could find. But I posted a video about it. It's gotten, I don't know, thousands and thousands of views. But a lot of people told me it couldn't be done, but I knew enough from all the mechanical knowledge I had over the years in construction, that all I needed to do was put 2 big ventilation fans in there, and I didn't need to air condition. All I needed to do was air exchanges, because I had read the documentation on the video cards that said they were good up to 150 degrees. Well, even on the hottest day in Texas, it doesn't get 150 degrees. Now, that's ambient air temperature. Now, it could heat up because it's a steel container to 150 degrees, and that would have been a big problem. But typically, it only gets up to 105, 110 at the most around here. And so if I could air exchange 4 times a minute, my delta T, my delta temperature from the inside to the outside, would only be 5 to 8 degrees, something like that, because I was moving so much air. And it worked. It worked for 3 years. Everybody told me it wouldn't work. I said, no, you guys are fucking full of shit. I know exactly how to do this.
So cool, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Hey, man, I really appreciate your call, Sean. Yeah, I think you have all my questions answered, man. Yeah, I mean, just wait for me. I will have the workshop, and I'll probably have a few more questions. And
hey, I'm like I said, Claude, I'm happy. I'll take your call anytime, and I'm happy to help.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice evening.
You too, buddy. Take care. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye, Claude.
Yeah.